Don't tell my truth. I think that it really, really, really hurt me because I just feel like, Puff was a really, really good person to me.
Fans are in an uproar from Caresha's most recent interview. Caresha says that she didn't know about Diddy's allegations because that wasn't her experience. Is Young Miami really sorry for the role that she played? Or is she crying because her career is over? Well, let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, baby. It's your girl Taylor Patrice, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It, baby. Let's talk about it. A place where we talk about the foolery that goes on the WWW. That's right, the World Wide Web. And today, we have a lot to unpack here. Now, as you guys can see, I am not on camera, and that is because I am currently about to go out of town. So, girl, I just did not have time to go into my office and set up the camera and film and edit because I'm literally about to get on the road, shower, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna go. But I don't want to allow, me not feeling like getting on camera or just me being busy to stop me from talking about the things that I want to talk about and have a conversation about. So what we finna do it podcast edition, and that's just on period. So I'm not really gonna go through and edit this, so you guys will just hear me talking from the heart. I just woke up. It is 6:09 in the morning. I woke up because yesterday I was not feeling good. I would have done this yesterday, but girl, that time of the month be knocking your girl out. It's not even funny, but comment down below if you're a girl and it that first day, and I'm not even on it yet, but I know it's about to come, and right before it's about to come, it knocks me out. I felt so depressed yesterday. It's not even funny. I'm just sad, crying, don't even know why I'm crying. Bro, hormones are absolutely crazy, and I need to get my life because this is the worst that it's been. But that's not why you guys clicked this video. But since we are talking about mental health, let's go ahead and dive into why you clicked on this video. Now, as you guys know, Caresha came out with the podcast episode. You guys know her podcast is Caresha Please, but she put a little twist on things and came out with the Caresha Speaks episode where she is speaking about everything that has been going on, her truth in this. And girl, she said a whole lot of nothing, in my opinion, and we're gonna get into that. But diving into the whole mental health aspect, that is what she starts this podcast episode on. And before I get into my opinion, because to be quite honest with you, I have been silent for way too long. When Caresha Please first came out, I had my opinions. I wasn't really doing my commentary, but I had my opinions, and we're gonna get into those later. However, y'all know here on this channel, we are going to acknowledge the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I never, ever want to disregard somebody's mental health. And clearly her mental health is suffering real bad. No pun intended, but real bad. And it's understandable because not only is she going through something like this, she's going through something like this publicly. Her brand is declining. Her mental health is declining. She's still a mother, you know what I'm saying? She still has to work. She basically lost her job. She was a part of the City Girls group, and that is no longer. She has, a podcast and merch and stuff with Revolt. But, unfortunately, Revolt that name is connected to Diddy. And so, prayers to her and her mental health. And I just hope that she's able to learn from this and not allow for her mental health to take her down, because this is enough to take anybody down, to make anybody go through, a manic episode, or whatever the case may be. And I don't wish that on her or nobody. Like, I'm the type of person that feels like everything happens for a reason. Like, I genuinely feel like that. Am I going to hold you accountable? Yes, I am. Are we going to talk our shit? Yes, we are. Y'all know that I am like the little cousin over here on this channel. Like, I can see the good in everyone. I can see the good majority of the time in every situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I choose not to be around you because I just don't fuck with the way you move, I don't fuck with the way you move. But, like, I'm still, there's no bad blood. Like, I'm not that type of person. So, despite what my opinions on Caresha, because I've had these opinions for a long time, I would never want to see her or anybody else fail, especially if you are, taking accountability and you're trying to grow from it. However, unfortunately, I do not feel like that is the case here, because I feel like, girl, she lacked a lot of accountability in this episode. I can't even say that I'm surprised because I'm not even surprised, but like, you would have thought, since she's been sitting for so long in this, seeing the blogs, seeing the tweets, seeing what people have to say about her, she doesn't get it. And she's not going to be able to move forward until she does. So that was my little intro, because that's how she started it. But now let's get into the nitty gritty of the bullshit, because this is crazy. So first of all, I want to hold all y'all hoes accountable for really fucking with this podcast from jump. I've always thought that it was weird. Granted, Caresha does have a personality. I am not even mad at it, but just the way that she came off, the energy that she presented. I remember when like the first, maybe the second episode came out, and y'all was really like praising this girl. Like, oh, she's speaking facts. Like, oh my gosh, I want to be just like Caresha. Like, she is goals. Like, bro, do not play in my face. Maybe it's not the people that are listening to me talk about this right now, but y'all know who I'm talking to. Like, the whole world was shook. The whole world wanted to sit up. Like, Caresha really made people want to sit up and get a microphone and talk about how they was living this big life with a billionaire, and they was about to go find them, a man, and they didn't care. Like, people were praising Diddy and Caresha's relationship. Like, let's not forget the bullshit, please. You guys are fake. You guys are wishy-washy as fuck. Like, I cannot believe that the girls were eating this shit up. Like, but I hope that everybody that was eating this shit up is now looking at Caresha as the example of what not to do, because, unfortunately, like, this is the example. Like, she is the example of what not to do. In my opinion, Caresha is the type of person that lacks accountability. In this interview, did you guys notice that when she talks about Diddy, she is still giving lovey-dovey energy despite everything, every allegation that has come out? But when it comes to JT, she's oh so hurt. Again, just a lack of accountability. And we're going to get into what I feel about that situation, like her and JT and all of that. But she is in tears about this Diddy situation. And to be quite honest, like, did she fall in love with him? She said that they fell in love with each other. So that might be a reason. Like, when you love somebody, your emotions get the best of you. But to be completely honest, in my opinion, I feel like the emotions that are attached to Diddy's name, which obviously is a lot of negativity because of because of the allegations that have come out, that is what brought those tears to her eyes. That is what brought pain to her heart. That was the pain, in my opinion, that we heard in the interview. I don't think it has anything to do with love. I don't think it has anything to do with, you know what I'm saying, him helping her helping him, whatever was said in the interview. I think that the pain that came from this is everything that she is going through. She has been going through a lot since these Diddy allegations have come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has been going through a lot. That, in my opinion, I just have to keep saying it over and over and over again, because I'm not saying that this is the truth. I'm just saying, in my opinion, based off of this interview, baby girl is hurt because her brand is tarnished. Baby girl is hurt because she was writing for Diddy, and this was the things that she got for it. That's why she is hurt. Caresha also talks about how she feels like she didn't have anybody in her corner, and the ones that she thought that would be in her corner was like, aha, that's what you get. But in my opinion, also, you know what I'm saying, that's the type of energy that you gave, Caresha. Like, and this is why this interview was so disheartening. Like, yes, she told her truth. I hope that Saucy Santana is really like reviewing this, like, and putting Caresha in her place, because this is ridiculous. But Caresha, you gave that aha energy. Like, you're not going to sit here and tell me that when you're sitting here, because it was all public. So I'm pretty sure that the people you had around you were telling them about things that were happening privately. And I feel like somebody in your corner had to be like, girl, I don't know about this. Like, you know what I'm saying? You sure you want to do this? Or you need to leave? Or this is going to tarnish your brand. Like, I feel like somebody in the corner of friends, the pot of friends, had to have said this shit. But you gave that, aha, I got me a billionaire. Aha, my man paid for everything. Aha, my man's giving me opportunities. Aha, you dating a broke nigga. Like, you gave that energy. You were the one that was flexing that. You were the one that was throwing that in everybody's face. You wouldn't have received that, aha, this is what you get, if you weren't giving that energy. You literally gave, aha, that's why you don't have a man. You gave that. And so, yeah, does it hurt? But you have to take accountability. Like, you need to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why did people give this to me? Why? Like, this interview let me know that, like, these couple of months that Caresha has been sitting there, she has not done any self-evaluation, because I didn't hear her take accountability for anything. She talked about how, you know what I'm saying, like, this wasn't her experience. Like, the stuff that Diddy got accused of, that wasn't her experience. And maybe it wasn't, but you knew. You did know. We all knew. But she, you know what I'm saying, she did make a good point when she said that she specifically didn't understand why people were so mad at her for being Diddy's biggest or number one fan, because she met him and got with him when the world was praising him, and so she was just praising him with the world. I do agree with that. That is a statement that I do agree with, and that goes back to me saying that motherfuckers was weird from jump. Because why the fuck were you guys praising this? This is true. That's one of the reasons, in my opinion, that she rode that wave. I feel like she probably thought about it like, oh shit, like Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he, you know, been caught up in some mess, but shit, the world love him. Now, fuck it, I'ma go. But the world is so wishy-washy, and you can't make decisions on your life and your brand based off of what other people want from you. You got to be real and authentic to yourself. And I don't know if Caresha truly knows herself. I think that since she has gotten into the industry, you know what I'm saying, it has been about everybody else. Like, Caresha didn't want to even be this girl group. It was JT. But then when they finally started to get into the limelight, JT was in jail and Caresha had to hold it down. And I really had respect for Caresha for doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? She did hold the group down. Like, she was the reason why they were able to elevate. But, you know, just in the recent conversations and listening to her, I'm not sure if she did that for JT. I think that I and the world was under the impression that, like, okay, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna do this for my girl. But I think that it was more so that she saw that she could elevate, and she did what she had to do, like, for herself. I mean, it was for JT, but I think that Caresha has probably always been a selfish person and we just didn't know. So she did that, and then she saw, you know, when JT came back, all the success that they had. But as soon as that success started to really kind of like tank, she was like, I gotta make moves, which is only right. Like, it's only right to pivot when you see that something isn't working, right? Like, you never want to fall completely flat on your face and then have to climb out the hole. You just want to be able to pivot. So I'm not mad at her for doing that. But in my opinion, the way that she pivoted, it was so nasty. Like, it was so fake. She pivoted into somebody else's world. She was in JT's world, and she pivoted into Diddy's world and what Diddy wanted her to do. And granted, like, she discovered some great things. She discovered that she can actually hold a conversation, and she's really good at interviewing. And so that's how this podcast came about, you know what I'm saying? However, like, this was not you. Like, do you know yourself? Do you know what you like? I don't feel like Caresha does. Like, during this time, Caresha should be trying to figure out what it is that she likes and how she wants the world to look at her, how she wants to be perceived. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, we don't even know who you are, because you don't know who you are. I also wanted to get into her basically saying that, you know, that, or go back to her basically saying that this was not her experience with Diddy. But she also is known for making tweets that were joking about the things that Diddy has actually been accused of. And so, again, you can't really say that, like, you didn't know when you're making jokes about it, because, girl, you knew. And it all goes back to the lack of accountability that she has right now. It's disheartening that you waited so long to come out with this shit. Like, you could have kept that until you figured out how to say it. Like, this was not it. So I think I said everything that I wanted to say about, like, the Diddy situation. She said I'm sorry, you guys, I'm looking at my notes. And like I said, I'm not editing this, so this is the raw, okay? But I said here in my notes that I really feel like she's the type of person that's willing to do anything to get to the top. That sucks. Like, she got with Diddy and it elevated her, and now he's going through what he's going through, and she left. And I'm not mad at you, girl, because yeah, I would have left too. Like, you being attached to him is tarnishing your brand. However, like, again, it just goes back to what I was just saying earlier. Like, you're the type of person that's willing to, like, shit on whoever to get to where you need to go and then move on. It shows here. It shows in this interview. Like, you said that you love this man. Like, you're literally playing it as if you're getting teary-eyed because, like, you guys were oh so in love and this, that, and the third. But then you left because it was tarnishing your brand. It's like literally what you said. Like, I don't know. I feel like you were trying to make it seem like everybody else can't be trusted. The people around you can't be trusted, but you're literally that person. And I feel like she needs to look in the mirror. So let's get into the JT part, which was a very minimal part of this interview, in my opinion. But this is the part where she said the most. You know what I'm saying? She was tiptoeing around everything she had to say with Diddy. She's crying, like boohoo crying. Tears are just running down her face. But when it comes to JT, she doesn't shed a tear. So as we know that there has been a disconnect between the two for a while. We've all seen it, but we don't actually know the exact moment that made them start breaking down. But we could all see that. And like I said earlier, I am not blaming Caresha for pivoting in a different way, because I feel like when you start to see something that's not working, you should pivot. You should not wait until you fall. However, again, in my opinion, the way she did it was shady. And maybe it's because she doesn't like confrontation, or she didn't know how to say it or what to even say. And I feel like we see this a lot of times, just in everyday life, of people not liking confrontation, because we were never really taught how to deal with it. We were never really taught how to go up to somebody and say, this is what I don't like. But on the other end, we are not taught how to accept it. So it's just a constant broken cycle of us just being confused on how to deal with something. Because if I tell you I don't like something that you do, or this made me feel this way, this doesn't mean that it should be an argument. You should be able to take that shit in and be like, okay, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. You know, ask how we can move on. You know what I'm saying? What is the conclusion of this? Like, how do we move forward? And then we should just be able to move forward. But unfortunately, a lot of times that's not how it happens. And again, we just all need to grow the fuck up, because that's how it should happen. This is from my own personal experiences. I mean, I'm just saying, like, as an Aries woman, you know, we are very blunt, and we're gonna tell you how we feel. And that don't mean that we are trying to argue with you. We're just trying to tell you. But if you want to take it there, you can take it there. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting off task. But yeah, this is like the way of the world. Like, we don't know how to talk about it. However, that does not take away from her what am I trying to say? That doesn't take away from her needing to tell JT that she was going to make this move. You know what I'm saying? And not being shady about it, especially if she looks at JT as her sister. And I can't get with the way that she moved about this, you guys. Like, let me know in the comments what you guys think. But I just feel like that move was shady. I also said in my notes here that she had so much time to reflect, which is what I said earlier. And I honestly feel like Caresha was used to being the more popular one in the group. We knew that Caresha has more of the personality. And, you know, she even told JT, her and Saucy Santana told JT that JT should go get her own. And it's kind of like, now that she does, it's giving jealous. It's giving a jealous energy. And I feel like if Caresha doesn't admit that to us, she should at least admit that to herself so she can move forward. You know, like, if your goal is to really find self-love and to move forward and to grow from all of this, the only way that you're going to do that is with honesty. That the only way that you're going to be able to move forward is if you're honest with yourself. And honestly, this motherfucking interview was a whole bunch of baloney. I don't think she's learned anything. I don't even think that she's happy for JT, in my opinion. I think that she's salty because JT is elevating while she's you know what I'm saying, low. Maybe Caresha would be happy if like she was high too, but she's not. So I don't think that she can be happy for her sister. And I'm not taking away from the things that like JT might have done, because at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't react. Like, you know, these are all these things that we talk about. Like, the way that you go about things, like, maybe you shouldn't have done that either. But I do feel like Caresha started this. And I feel like on Caresha's end, you cannot point the other finger when you were the root of the situation. You were the cause of the situation. So that is my commentary on this. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys agree with what I said. Again, I'm not surprised that she feels this way, but I am surprised that she got on this platform and spoke like this, because girl, you have not learned anything. And I think that everybody that has done commentary on this situation is kind of just like, girl, like, you could have left this in the vault. Or you didn't have to say nothing at all. But maybe this is her wanting to get back to work, and she knew that the first episode had to be her talking about this. Girl, I'm not sure. All I know is this ain't it. And I'm going to need you and your PR to really dive in deep. If you want to be this person, if you want to be this head person, you say you wanted to be like Oprah. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be at the top, you gonna have to do some more digging, because this was not it. Again, let me know what you guys thought about my commentary on this situation. What do you guys feel about Caresha speaking on Diddy and Caresha speaking on JT? I would love to know in the comments below and have a nice conversation. Keep it cute. We can agree to disagree. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's that Aries in me. It's okay. It's okay. Say it nice. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be back sometime on camera next week. But until then, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And remember, we always have a lot to unpack here. Bye.